What's going on, everybody? It's Bill Bailey with today's Boondoggle. And real quick housekeeping note, if you're watching us on YouTube or Rumble, please hit that subscribe button and help us out. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcast or any of the podcast platforms, please hit that subscribe button there as well. So I can continue to bring you interviews like the one I'm about to have right now with Mr. Richie Cavalera of the band INCITE. What's going on, man?
What's up, metalheads? All is well, man. Just kicking back, enjoying the time off, and gearing up for some rocking, brother. All is well.
Nice, nice. So you're in Arizona right now, right?
No, actually, I just I moved out to California at the beginning of this year, and I'm loving it, man. I couldn't take that heat no more, and I'm just it's such a better place, and I'm about 5 minutes from the ocean, so I'm a happy camper now.
Nice, nice. So
Yep.
usually when I have somebody on the show for the first time, and I know I'm sure this will get interesting, but originally, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Um, Before music, I wanted to be a truck driver. Actually, I I used to like when I was probably like 4 or 5, I'd have my parents go get me like semi magazines, bro, and I would just like look at them, enjoy like the cabins, and that's kind of what was cool about music is I get to drive a van and all these different vehicles that we tour in. So I kind of got the best of both worlds in what I'm doing today. It's kind of cool.
Nice, nice. And then like when was it that, music kind of caught your attention and became your thing?
Um, I was really young, and Sacred Reich was kind of like a big thing going on in Arizona, and especially with my family. My mom, Gloria, was managing them when they first started, and uh, I remember seeing a show with them in the band Atrophy when I was probably, yeah, man, 4 or 5, probably the same age, and it was insane. Like my older brother threw me up on his shoulders and was running in the pit, and after the show, I'm kind of hanging with the Atrophy guys, getting my picture with them because they, prior to this, they had used my face and my imagery for their Violent by Nature album cover. So to get to like hang with them as a little guy and see all that, just really, man, it just something magical about what music did and the experience of the crowd and how cool all the bands were. It was something I really wanted to do.
Oh man, yeah, I can relate, dude. I just came back from being at the Incarceration Festival, and I'm
Oh,
still a
hell
kid
yeah.
at heart, man. Just when you get to talk to the musicians and hang out, and get your picture taken, all that good stuff, man. It's
Yeah, man, it's a cool family of, people, and uh I think everybody's accepted, and there's not judgment about who or what you are. It's just everybody's happy to be a part of this thing, that's, helping all of us.
oh, exactly. I agree, man. And speaking of family, what's it been like growing up, Cavalera? What's
Man, I've been very blessed and fortunate and humbled and grateful for this incredible life that I've definitely had. Um, we've been to the bottom and we've been to the top, and we've uh, remained tight together, as close as you can be. And that's a great thing. Overall, even with the music combined and all the experiences that brings, it's a cool legacy to be a part of and continue on. And I'm just, yeah, I can't believe it sometimes. It's really really cool, really cool.
Yeah, man, that's got to be has like you said, the ups and the downs, and just like you know, sure there's so many like stories and stuff like that, but how
Oh yeah.
much of an influence has it been on your uh getting into music and the direction you're going? How much has being, Max's stepson had on you?
Oh, that played a lot. And I'm like, it's funny to see today because I'm like one of the older, probably the oldest kid that is from the spawn of a legend. Like now today we're seeing, Chet Hetfield and little Corey Taylor and little Robert Trujillo and all these dudes, and it's so cool to see what music does, and to see that all these families and all these kids that grew up like I did are doing what I do now, and I was just blown away by music and the atmosphere and seeing bands in their prime, like, Panteras and Ozzy Osbournes and just all these legends, man. I really watched it all. I paid attention to it all. And like, man, it must have been like 1990. One day Max was just like, yo, grab my guitar, come up on stage with Sepultura and play Policia, and it was just insane. And then the next thing you know, I'm up there singing Walk with Dimebag, and then came the Nail Bomb in Holland, which kind of, I think, was like the solidifying event that for sure me that I'd be in music. So it's just a crazy ride, and yeah, it's a cool place to be right now, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I mean, man, I can't imagine how cool it'd be to, get to play with Dime and stuff. Um, I mean, Pantera was
Truly.
definitely one of my early, like, I remember seeing him at a small club here in Ohio before, I think it was just around Cowboys from Hell before they like blew up, and
That must have been rad.
yeah,
That must have been rad.
and they were, but even the times I ran into them after, they're always so laid back and down to earth and so cool and stuff. And
I think that was a big part on me as to why, I'm so accessible at shows, and I'm always hanging, and the vibe is always cool. I think watching those guys, seeing how they reacted with everybody, those are some of the first bands I saw. So to see how they treated it, I think that was a big influence on me of how I wanted to carry myself in music, and, be a part of it all, and just be humble that you're doing what you're doing. And yeah, I mean, I saw them on the Pantera, Sepultura, and Prong tour, which today to me is still one of the greatest tours I've ever seen. Each band was just unreal in their primes and trying to test each other each night, but still an amazing brotherhood.
yeah, for sure. And there's been a lot of, there was a lot of talk, of course, with everybody this weekend about the announcement of the reunion or tribute, with
Yep.
Phil and Rex. And at first I was kind of like on the fence. I was just like, man, without Vinny and Dime, it just, um, I felt, I felt like I don't know if they should be doing this. But then after talking and with a lot of the guys and actually hearing like, you know, Zach Wild share about it this weekend, I was like, man, there's so many kids that didn't get that experience, and as long as it's a tribute and
Yeah.
everybody's kind of like paying homage to the guys, then you know I'm kind of I'm excited.
Yeah, no, me too, man. And I think, like, seeing how Static X kind of pulled it off, and, really made Wayne a center part of that, I think, you know, these guys are going to do something that cool as well for the Abbott brothers, and, um, yeah, I think it's going to be cool. Like you said, once Zach kind of came out and said, this is a tribute, this is playing songs for two dudes, and, I respect that. And, at least they got the singer. That's a big part to me. I think that always matters if you, doing something like this. And yeah, I'll be interested to check it out, and just see it, and like you said, enjoy some of them songs again.
Yeah, and
I'm actually hoping to open on that tour. So let's go.
yeah, no shit. Let's make that happen, man. Um,
Yes.
and with Charlie from Anthrax playing, it's like Anthrax was part, family with the Pantera guys, So, I mean, seems like the perfect match.
Yeah, and like I said, it'll be cool, man. I don't think it's meaning disrespect to them or anything like that. I think it'll probably be like a one-time tour thing, and that'll be it. So I see, my father and my uncle doing it with Arise and Beneath the Remains, and you see the people coming to these shows, man, and they look like they're 15 again. The excitement, the vibe of it, to just hear and see those songs old school tracks like that live again. It's always great, man, no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And then, like speaking of like the pressures of honoring the family and stuff, I mean, uh how has it been for you walking in the footsteps, of your family?
You
You
know,
still
I don't feel like it's really the that big of a pressure thing. It's more just like an honor, to carry on, like I said, a Cavalera legacy in heavy metal and, you know, doing it well. I started out doing the Slaughter and I didn't know how much more we'd ever do after that, and here we are. We just put out, our sixth album and, we've toured the world and we're still going really strong. And, that hopefully, just shows people the dedication that we bring and, how much we all as Cavaleras love heavy metal touring and, the metalheads out there.
nice. And what would you say was what attracted you to doing vocals?
Um, you know, I don't really ultimately know the question, or the answer to that. I was like playing guitar when I really first started out, and I was kind of a lefty, so it was kind of weird. And I just, I don't know. I felt like I had more fun just running around on stage, being not held back by an instrument. And, I've always been a shy person, like in my like formal life. So to like get on stage, I found this place where I wasn't that shy and I felt like I was like firing people up. And, I think I learned all of the stage presence and things before I actually learned how to sing. I feel like I'm just now, with this last release and these shows we played, hitting my vocal awesomeness levels. So it's been a cool ride, and I think that's something about music that is cool. Is there's so many things that you have to learn and master and be good at, and some of them take longer. And once you kind of put it all together, it's just like, hell yeah, I picked the right thing to do. And lugging around gear always sucked to me. So now I get to help everybody with their gear and enjoy the night.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. And then so when I mean, you had all those awesome experiences as a kid, with being a part of being able to come up and play with Dime and with Max and everybody. But what did you have any bands before INCITE? Did you start some bands like in school with friends and
Oh
jam in the
yeah, I mean,
garage and stuff?
several of them. I mean, I think the earliest one was called Wicked Death, and that was in man, that must have been like 93. I must have been like 8 years old or so. And yeah, that was me and three friends that lived on my block. And I have a band photo, saved from where we're all kids and like the first set list. And that's actually where the title Up in Hell came from. That was one of the song titles I had written and some lyrics I had written back when I was 8, for this first band. And I found all this and turned it into a song that worked today, which was so cool. And then a few little like kind of punk rock bands throughout high school. I was kind of like finding my legs. And then the moment I graduated, it was like I went into INCITE. I met up with a couple friends that had just fired their singer. And we were all just kind of like, they were kind of like this alt rock and I was doing my punk thing, but we just kind of wanted to be heavier. That was like really taking over at the time, like Kill Switch Engage and Darkest Hour and, Unearthed and all this stuff was coming. So that was kind of where we headed, and that's where INCITE got formed. And yeah, definitely cool. I think that's everybody's path to getting to their main band, is always trying a bunch of different things and just gaining experience, and feeling if you love it or not and finding your right genre that you are comfortable in.
Nice. And then when did INCITE come together for you?
I mean, technically we started in 2004, but we were all high school kids, just like any band starts. To me, the real beginning of the band was like 2009. when we really assembled a lineup that was for a while. We created records and released them and toured and, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we've been going, man, for a while. And, it sucks that, everybody just lost basically 3 years of their career in this because, it can be a short career, man. So 3 years is a crazy thing to lose. So we're just excited to get back and keep the band rolling.
The scene like in Arizona, I mean, that's where you guys were originally came together,
Oh
right?
man,
And playing.
it's always been incredible. Arizona is like one of those states that just has a great local scene that's always, refreshing good bands. And, we came on the scene when it was doing really good. And, I was lucky. I worked at a pawn shop, and my manager then was actually like the biggest local promoter of shows at the time. So, we were very fortunate to like get going right away and be on these really cool shows and, playing all the cool venues, and, all the shows were packed. They were nuts. And, I think that kind of built the confidence up to be like, okay, maybe we could like take this out of state and go on tours. So I think it was 2005 or six, and Soulfly was getting ready to do a tour, and I was just kind of like, I didn't really ever want anything from my family or my father or anything for music. I wanted this to be on my own and done my way, but the having an opportunity to tour, was the thing that I looked at being very important. So that was the one favor I did ask of him in the early days, and he was cool. He threw us on along with a lot of bands that nobody had heard. We toured with like Thine Eyes Bleed and, man, I can't even remember all of them. So Mantis, just weird stuff that was going on back then. So, um, yeah, we were very fortunate. We went to start a tour in Texas. Was our first show, man. We didn't sell a single dollar in merchandise, and it was just like that that kind of big and a little pond vibe kind of hit in. You're like, damn. At home, it's a lot different, but out here, it's a whole nother level. And we picked up on things as we went, got better and better. And I think that's just the way you got to do it. Throw yourself in the fire.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I agree. And then you mentioned how like, everybody just pretty much had 3 years taken off their musical careers, with everything we just went
Yeah,
through. Um,
yeah.
but I was checking out your guys' video for Deadbeat. It seemed like you still kind of tried to make the most of the situation. I really like the concept and the song. You want to talk a little bit about putting that together and
Yeah, dude, that was really cool because, being in a metal band, that was the hard part, I think. If you're, a pop band or mainstream band, you're getting these streams. So things didn't really stop for you, because our heart of what we do is touring. That's what sells our records, that brings our income, that, keeps the band out there. So, that really is what died. So, we were just like every other band trying to figure out what to do and how to do it and what to change. And, we decided to write. Every record we'd really done has been like rushed, fast, touring in between it, trying to write here and there. And this is the first time we really just had time. So I think, you know, we wanted it to be a special record, but about the time we were living in, because I think it's unprecedented for our generation or anybody that's even alive on the planet. So Deadbeat was kind of the first thing that got it rolling. And, it just, it, it's such a, like you said, such a cool visualization of what we went through. Each guy kind of filmed themselves in their own houses with their own cameras, and we just kind of did what we could. And we were able to find a good editor that we sent just massive amounts of footage to, man. And he sat down and just made it killer. And like I said, really just kind of portrayed, I think, a lot of our experiences that, we all went through, from drinking to playing games to smoking pot to music and, just everything in between. And yeah, I think that song is just kind of like, let us the hell out of here. And, ending with the van parked outside, just kind of waiting to get back to normal.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I like the whole thing. So that was actually like, everybody's individual footage during that
Oh,
time.
oh yeah, that was still the height of the quarantine and the lockdowns, so just with the scheduling, we had to figure out a way to do it without being able to come together. So I'm like, I like directed this whole thing. So I'm like taking screenshots and photos and little videos of myself doing my scenes to help the other guys kind of have an idea of where we could take this. And each guy just kind of ruled their own thing. Like, Lennon did different camera angles with the camera swinging over the drum kit, or his girlfriend walking in telling him to do the laundry and he's like, no, get away. And Eli with the cutout of Sam from
Supernatural.
Supernatural, and
Yeah.
just eating chips and drinking beer. Just, yeah, I love it, man. I hope more people get to see it, because yeah, it's a cool video. And I think that's a big thing we focused on with this album, was each video just really knocking it out of the park and having an intense meaning for what the music was.
Yeah, and that had to be, I mean, during that time, that had to be kind of, therapeutic and a good way to release, all the anxiety that was going on in the world with you guys.
Definitely, man. Because yeah, we even recorded the album in a bubble and with masks on, and so to finally, yeah, be able to, like, 5 months after doing that, do a video, it was like, oh, dude, that ruled, And I think each video, yeah, you kind of just took any live performance that you had a chance to do and just went, 1,000% on it, just to get out, the last year of rock and being missed.
Yeah, for sure. And then, as I was going down the rabbit hole, checking out some of the videos, I also liked War Soup. And
Yes.
I mean, I just my youngest daughter just graduated high school, and it seems like you guys were kind of bringing attention to, our kids they seem to like go to war every day when they go to school these
Oh
days.
yeah.
And but it's not the only time anything's addressed is if there's a school shooter or something like that. But the bullying and all that stuff, nah, we won't shine a light to try and fix that issue.
Oh no, and that's exactly what the song was meant to be. Like, even it's worse than that now is, social media. That it used to be where you just go to school or you just be at your workplace or whatever and deal with it. But now it's 24/7, and it's multiple people. And I've experienced that heavily. As far as like harassment and stalking and things like that online, where you're being bullied, you're being manipulated, you're being controlled and put in fear, and it's a horrible thing. And I think it trickles down to, like you said, school being the beginning of it and the worst part of it, because we don't, like you said, no one cares about really a school shooting. Why are they going to care about some kid getting pushed? It's really unfortunate. And we wanted to bring that to light, as best we could, and just show people, hey, we go through it. Everybody goes through it in a different facet of life, and be strong. Look for any help you can get. And um, it's just a really, really crazy time right now that we all live in. And that song, War Soup, those are the ingredients for bad things to happen to people, man.
Yeah. And I mean, some of my personal experience, like I said, with my daughters and stuff, and the school system in general these days is like, um, if if you're getting bullied and you defend yourself, you get in trouble too. The way it's set up these days is like you have to be the victim, or if
No,
you
like,
stand up for yourself and fight back, which I had an incident. My daughter fought back, and so she got suspended from school too. And I remember going to pick her up, and I'm sitting there in the principal's office, and they're like, well, since your daughter like put her hands on her back and stuff, she's suspended too. And I go, oh, so you're defending yourself? And she's like, yeah. And I go, good, I'm proud of you. And the principal was like, what? Like, well, if you guys
yeah,
ain't gonna friggin' push something, I'm gonna encourage my daughters to stick up for themselves.
like you said, yeah, society looks at the person that finally sticks up for themselves as being in the wrong. It's like, that's how, yeah, my situation was. It's like I have to just take these messages. Um, I can't respond to them. I can't publicize them. I can't do anything. I have to just continue to block people over and over and over and over. And it just, you go to resources like Facebook and Instagram, and their reporting does nothing. None of it's taken down, none of it's stopped, none of it's controlled. It's just free reign to harass and do whatever you want. And it really sucks because so much of our lives is social media, and it just what it's doing and what people are the ones in power that are making the rules for it really suck, man. And that's really sad to hear, but I'm proud she did stick up for herself because you have to at some point, man. You can only take so much.
Yeah, for sure. And I got my youngest doing jujitsu with me and stuff. So it's just like,
Nice.
before you go off to the world in college, unfortunately, it's not, I mean, the world I'm almost 50. So it's like the world I grew up in is a lot different than the world they're growing up in today. And,
Oh yeah.
my time was a lot different than my parents' time. It just seems like,
Oh yeah.
we're
I
definitely
mean,
going
that's what I
backwards
say.
as
You
society.
know, back then, you could have moved a state over, and those people were gone. There's no way for them to reach you. Now it's just they log on to Facebook or Instagram, and you're right there still. So it's hard to get away from anything like that anymore. It's really crazy. It's really crazy and unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure. And now, we were talking about, coming after the, you know, uh, recording a video in a bubble and recording the album and stuff in a bubble. And now it's like things are somewhat, it seems like, back to normal. You're able to
Yeah.
get back on the road now and get the name out there, promote the album, promote everything you're doing. You're getting ready to hit the road with Jungle Rot. Um,
Oh man, unfortunately they canceled that tour. Um,
no,
Yeah, man, they sent us a email just saying, things aren't good right now, and we got to pull the plug on that tour. So we went ahead and we had a backup plan. So we scheduled uh, a U.S. September headline tour that we're going to do. It's about 3 weeks, and we're going to announce it here hopefully by early next week. And yeah, things are still happening. We're all trying to get back to 100%, but things are still happening. Gas just canceled a lot of tours, and that was kind of scary for a bit there. And
canceled
now,
my vacation plans this summer too.
yeah, so we were lucky. We moved it to September, and yeah, things are getting better as far as the outlook of the situation is. And then after that, we're gonna head to Europe for October, and then come back to America and do like a November, December headline tour. So we're excited that everything worked out, and like you said, happy to be out playing again and getting the name out there. And more than anything, playing these new songs for people because they're absolute monsters. We played about 7 shows so far, playing that entire record live, and the shows have just been insanity.
Yeah. So, okay. So that the last, I mean, when we were setting this interview up, like it was still like, as you guys going out with Jungle Rot, you were supposed to be coming to Cleveland in August. So all
Oh
that's
yeah,
canceled now. I haven't got the follow up yet. So we're
yeah,
hearing it from you
yeah,
first here.
yeah. Jungle Rot just announced it. Yeah, it's like I said, it's unfortunate. It sucks, but we were lucky to at least put together some headlining dates and make up for what happened.
Do you know if any of those dates will be bringing you guys to Cleveland?
Oh, for sure. That'll be so the first September half is going to be all the West Coast and the Midwest. And then November, December is going to be all the North, East, and the South. So we'll definitely be rocking up in Cleveland.
All right, cool, man. I'll keep my eye out because I definitely want to check you guys out for sure.
Oh, definitely, man. It'll rage.
And then Wake Up Dead is the album that's out.
Oh
Now
yeah.
that was all recorded in the bubble.
Oh yeah, man, the whole thing. I think that's kind of why it became an EP. 5 songs that were all brand new. Just not knowing a lot, the difficulties of scheduling everything that we had to do, and the safety concerns, and everything at the time. Because I mean, that was the height of it. You thought you were walking around and you were gonna just drop dead. So we 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 did what we could, and we're beyond happy with Steve Evans how he kept us safe, created these incredible songs, and really just made the environment feel really fun and not all fucked up.
Yeah. And then when you guys finally get to start tearing some, faces off of a live audience and stuff, what's one of the songs you're looking most forward to playing live for an audience?
Oh man, right now it's mental destruction. Like I said, we did about 7 shows this year, kind of all coordinated around the release of the record back in April. And that song, it was just a tease to play it so few times because it's just, to me, it's the evolutionary step of where we're going with the future music that this band's going to create. I think just the openness to try different things, but still keeping what we do. And yeah, that song's going to be insane live. I think the crowd's going to be insane. They're going to love it, the vibe, the hugeness of it. Yeah, I'm stoked for that one.
And what's that been like for you guys working with Atomic Fire Records?
Oh man, that's a dream come true because we were already so lucky to have Brad with Minus Head, and the relationship with them for so long, and for him to link up and kind of partner with Atomic Fire, and everything that's been going on has just been a dream come true, man. They're all legends in this business, and they all love what they do and the bands that they work with. And to be with like bands like Meshuggah, it was just like, holy shit, this is like some next level right here. And everybody that they work with and all the team members they're all incredible, professional, how I like to be. And also adding the Oracle management with Dez and his wife, and that killer team. It's just been an unbelievable year for us as a band, and we're just beyond fired up to like see what's going to happen. The next steps of what we're doing.
Nice. And then, this is a question that I have in my random question Rolodex here that I haven't asked in a while, but seeing Sam from Supernatural kind of triggered the memory back up in your Deadbeat video. So, do you have any kind of superstitions on the road that, like, before you go out and play live, do you have to wear a lucky rabbit's foot or tie your shoes a certain way or anything like that?
uh, Mine is usually my shorts. I get real, um, yeah, like you say, superstitious about my shorts, man. Like once I find a pair and I have a good show, it's kind of like they have to be worn for the next, 5 years straight, man. And they get to the point where it's like I've got like zip ties holding them together, just to get through tours and shit. So yeah, I'm big on that for sure, man. Like, yeah, holy shit.
Nice. Well, let me ask you some of the other questions I normally ask guests that are on with me. Who are your top 3 musical artists?
I would say Mike Patton, um, Chino Moreno, and probably Mike Muir. I
Nice.
love all three of those dudes. Their energy, their passion for what they do, their diversity in what they do, and their like precision on how to like rock a crowd is just incredible. And those three have had a huge impact on my life for sure.
Nice. Yeah, those are 3 of my favorites as well. And
Hell
then,
yeah.
is there a particular song that you feel has inspired you in life that's like a regular go-to on your playlist when you need something to like pick you up and get you over the hump?
uh,
Oh
um,
shit.
I think, Simple Man by Leonard Skinner has kind of always been a go-to for me. Um, I love kind of that era of music, and the the songwriting was just absolutely incredible. And I think that song just kind of breaks us all down to just let us know that, we're all just regular ass people going on this adventure of life, and it's always different for every one of us. And that song just definitely hits hard.
Yeah, that's definitely a good tune. I gotta admit though, one of my personal favorites has always been Chaos AD. So
Nice. No, again, that's a great one. And that's how I think music is. It just depends on the emotion that you're feeling. Whether it's like I just broke up with a girl or I'm really pissed off because of this. It's like I got certain songs for every kind of thing that's going on, and I think all of us do.
yeah. Well, that one's on my playlist for like fuck the government, so
Hell yeah. That's a good one for that. I think, growing up in Brazil in a police state, he definitely saw, the worst of what a place can become.
yeah, exactly. And if we people don't start paying attention around here,
Yeah, no, definitely, man. There's a lot of things I think even just beyond ourselves in this country. I think the world has a lot that we need to focus on and be more open minded to bigger shit than kind of just my state, my town, my city vibe. Or else we're all gonna fucking die because this planet is gonna just sneeze us off one day.
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I hope for the best. I'm optimistic. We've had times like this in the past, and humanity always seems to get through and find a way, man.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely hope out there, man. A lot more people seem to wake up and pay attention and get out of just being self-absorbed and out of themselves, as much as social media and the internet, can, definitely bring out a lot of the negativity. There's a lot of information and sharing and unity that's been getting brought through it too. So,
Yeah,
you know,
man, totally, and that's a great thing. People having conversations, and that's what we need. No more just kind of sticking in your bubble. You gotta, like I say, realize it's a big world out there, man. And when you tour and you see it all, you understand how intertwined each and every one of us are. No matter how we want to like kind of pretend that that's not the way it is, we are. The dude in
yeah,
Romania right now is on the same level and vibe mentality of family, life, love, a future, and that's kind of what I think all connects all of us at the end of the day.
yeah, definitely. And then here's a question I like to ask. I'd like to get your input on. What class do you feel should be mandatory before graduating high school?
Oh, damn. Um, Probably something with like taxes and financial stuff, because I think the money situation and saving, all these different avenues that there are to save and invest money for your future and retirement. You know, when I went to school, they didn't teach me a single thing about any of that. And you turn 18, and it's like you got to learn taxes, savings, all that shit, credit cards. I mean, yeah, I think we just kind of send people into just there you go. Good luck, man. Figure it out. You know.
Yeah, go off to college and get in a lot of debt.
Yeah, so I would like to see that definitely be focused on a lot more for sure. Because the more prepared we all are, the better we can do for ourselves and our families and our cities and such.
Yeah, I agree, and that's definitely one that comes up often when I ask that question. So,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah. And then, who are three people who've inspired you, or you can credit for making you the person you are today?
Ooh, um, definitely my mother. She is everything she's been through, man. From like being a single mother with 5 kids that she kept us all living a really decent life, man. And my deadbeat father left us when we were really young, and for her to overcome and do what she did was absolutely remarkable. To be one of the first women really in the music business, man, and take a crappy band from Brazil and turn them into what they became is, it's legendary. It's absolutely legendary. It'll probably never happen again like that ever. That's a one in a time thing. And, she's held the family together through some of the hardest times and, got Max straight when he was hitting his downfalls. And yeah, I think she is all three of my most important people. So I'm just going to leave it at that, because
That's awesome,
no
man.
no one's affected me or so many like she has and what she's done. And I pretty much think my father would probably be dead by now if he didn't meet her, which it's kind of crazy too. But yeah, definitely my mom.
Dude, shout out to mom.
Hell yeah, all the moms out there, man. Like, that's what it's all about, man. Can't love your mom, who the hell can you love?
Exactly. But no, what an awesome story that your mom has, and what a great tribute you just paid her.
Definitely,
Um,
man. She deserves it.
and then, are there any causes or organizations that you support and encourage others to check out?
Yes, my big one is the suicide prevention hotline. That being in music and just Arizona and things like that, I've had a lot of friends that have taken their lives. A lot of colleagues that have taken their lives. I've been close to that myself with just life and things, and I think all of us have moments of hopelessness. And I definitely
Oh yeah.
su- support everything they do. I share them very oftenly on my social medias, and just I'm big on people just talking, man, and looking for help anywhere they can get it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I used to do promotions here locally in Cleveland back in the day, concert promotions, and I had unfortunately lost a nephew to suicide back in like 2001, and he was like kind of like a little brother to me. And then I would do an annual suicide prevention benefit concert to raise awareness, and so many bands got on board because people were like, man, I lost somebody like that, I believe in this cause, let's raise some awareness, and started a fund in my nephew's name. And um that was like
It's
my passion every year for when I was still booking shows, you know.
No, that's really incredible that you did that, man. Because, like I say, I think that's something in society that pretty much touches almost every one of us in some way, whether it be a friend or a family member. I truly think that's an just a really, really horrible thing that some of us face for sure.
Yeah, and now, I'm retired military as well, and just so many of the people I've served with that I've lost to, PTSD and stuff like that. So it's still like a passion of mine. I don't book shows anymore, but I always try and raise awareness whenever I can, like with the, using this podcast and stuff like that. So
No,
um
it's important, man. Like people that we find ourselves sometimes so down, man, and that it just feels inescapable. And maybe a week can go by, man, and our whole life can change for the better. And that's kind of the few fortunate moments that I had that kind of got me through it and keep me, I think, going forward now. And understanding that there's someone out there that will listen, man, and give you an ear. And even like I say, calling the hotline, it can save your life and give you one more day, man. And I encourage people to um, look out for others, man. Sometimes the happiest people can be the most depressed, and especially on today, 5 years. um, RIP to Chester, Lincoln Park, I think, who is a massive influence on my generation and so many of us that kind of got some people into heavy music. And uh, definitely prayers to his family and all his loved ones today.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I know a few of them that I've reached out to earlier today through um text or calls and stuff to check on them. And
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, man.
yeah, um, and it's usually the people that are always giving so much of themselves to others that you don't even know that what's going on behind the scenes with them.
Yeah, man, it's hard, and I think some of us just find a place where maybe it's just better that way. I don't know. Your mind can be a crazy thing sometimes, man. What it can try to convince yourself into doing, and just
Yeah,
got to try to stay positive, man, for as many people as possible.
exactly. And like I'm also in recovery. I'm 13 years sober. And I just, one thing I've learned is, I can't outthink a thinking problem. I can't lift the bucket that I'm standing in. I
Oh
need
yeah.
to reach outside and get other people's input. I need to build a team around me, and
Oh
get
yeah.
that fellowship and get that help. Because if I stay in my own head, man, it's never a good time.
No, it's true, man. And yeah, I've done, counseling and, things like that. And it's definitely helped me, just learn a lot more. And I think we could all use things like that. It's another thing in school that'd be great for people to have, growing up, is a place to talk and, say the things you need. So that's great that you're, kicking butt, man, and, becoming an inspiration for others. And that's what we all need.
Yeah, amen, man. And then on a happier memory note, this is a question I really enjoy asking. I get all kinds of fun answers with this, but what was your favorite toy as a child?
Oh, um, I would probably go with uh, my little remote control um, monster truck. I don't know what kind it was or what it was, but man, I would just play with that thing all day and long. Yeah, I love the remote control monster truck for sure.
Nice, nice.
That's
And
super
then
funny.
any message you have for our military members currently serving overseas?
Oh yeah, be safe and bless you for what you do. To make the sacrifice that you do is uh, unthinkable. And really, really just an incredible amount of courage that they have. And I've been very blessed to meet so many of them here and abroad. Shows and just really cool. And meeting a lot of them that love metal. To know that we can fire them up a little bit, man, is a great thing. And yeah, big love to every one of them, man. I definitely know when I was 18, I would have shit my pants if I was involved with that, man. That's for sure, and that's what makes you guys just so um, just incredible, on every level.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. Well, Richie, man,
Much
I'm
respect.
glad. I'm glad you we're a patient man and we're able to still be here through my technical difficulties, so we can make this happen, man. I really appreciate the conversation we had. If there's any of the audience out there that's new to hearing about you and an INCITE and want to know more, support you guys, where would you send them?
Yeah, man, just go, check out our Instagram. It's all under Insight Band. Same with Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. YouTube, we have, like you said, all of our cool new videos, and Spotify. And, we're locked in. We're everywhere. Just enjoy, man. And hopefully we'll see you at one of the upcoming shows, and you can rage in the pit and feel our live energy that I think makes us something different than everybody else right now. Much
Yeah, I mean,
respect to you all too, man. Thank you.
I was picking some of that up through the videos, man, and your guitar player definitely shreds, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that live.
Yeah, man, live, we're a whole different monster. That's what I'm saying. That's what we need to be doing to expand our reach and our crowd and stuff, man. Because yeah, that's what we do. We're live. So thank you all, man. Really, really appreciate the chat and the cool day.
Yeah, man. And one last favor before I let you go, you mind cutting a promo ID for the show?
I got you, sir.
Yeah, just introduce yourself. You're listening to today's Boondoggle.
Hell yeah. What's up, man? This is Richie Cavalera, and you're listening to one more time. Today's Boondoggle.
Yeah, today's Boondoggle.
What's up, metalheads? Richie. Where's the camera? There we go. There we go. There we go. What up, metalheads? Richie Cavalera, INCITE here, and you're jamming with today's Boondoggle. Keep it heavy.
Awesome, brother. Nailed it.
Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate it, brother.
No, man. Thank you for your time and everything you do. Give mom a hug for me.
Oh, for sure, man. And mad respect, and hopefully I'll see you in November, December, brother.
Sounds good, man. Take care.
Hell yeah. Be safe. Be well. Later.
You too.